Hi guys, hi. Platinum. I am back. Um, yo, I I just wanna update to people that have been following my story. Um, there's certain things that I wanna talk about, but I'm not sure where to start. But I just wanna talk about let's just you know I think most of the time God put us through things that um, God put us through things that we are sent to do. For us to get to our purpose, we have to get through certain things, right? And now that I have a spiritual gift that I know that I'm gonna use, let me not talk about a lot, like, but I just want to go back to how I was losing my mind and all those things, everything that I went through. First of all, guys, there are people who still honestly believe that I stutter. Guys, I don't stutter. I don't stutter. Okay. If you think that I stutter because of my videos that you've seen, because I was not okay mentally, before that, there's videos that I made of when I was doing monologues. You can literally see hear how I speak then and how I speak when I start going through what I went through. Um, slowly improving, slowly until now. You know, um, I want to say like we're back. But it's let me calm down. Yeah, let's not celebrate. But I know I trust my God. I trust my God too. That I know that because honestly, like I said, I did not believe in witchcraft. Like I did not believe in witchcraft. Even people used to say, tell the story at home that there's a witchcraft at home. I just like ah, ah, And I think honestly, man, that the time when it happened, spilling with muti over my head, honestly, honestly, I think for me that was God um, put me through that because of my spiritual gift. It's more of had to do with witchcraft, especially where I come from, right? um you know and also honestly, man, when I look back right on that day, because of, like I said, when that thing happened, it happened because of I was going through spiritual awakening, right? Going spiritual awakening. um I was seeing things at home, witchcraft at home, but I did not believe that family can do that, especially my family. I was in denial about it. I was naive. I was like, there is no way. For me, I think God was like, okay, cool. You want to see it with your own eyes? You will see. Yeah. Because honestly, man, I was like, there's no way. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. You know, um, and God was like, okay, you'll find out. Because I was seeing things spiritually, but I did not believe it. I just did not believe it. Like, there is no way, And when that day it happened, man, honestly, again, it was not more of witchcraft, that affected me mentally, right? It was a shock. I was shocked. I was like shocked. Shocked. I was shocked. You know, um, but I'm grateful now. I also that also helped me with honestly, man, the witchcraft that happened to me. It came, there's a say that something happened. What they say, a blessing in a disguise, right? They say right, a blessing in disguise, right? It was that, honestly, because of it forced me to deal with my childhood trauma. right? um I remember when I was going through that moment, it was a moment of silence for me, even though I had before. Yeah, it forced me into uh, a moment of silence, you know, with myself, being with myself, and literally look back in my childhood, um, and went through all the childhood trauma. It forced me to face my demons. Honestly, I won't lie. For the first time, I knew what it meant to, the whole thing of be true to yourself. It's something that I've always been true to myself. I went in that journey of self discovery because of I was honest with myself. But it forced me to look back in my child self, right? Childhood trauma, and one by one, because sometimes we go through childhood trauma but we don't even realize, actually, or we think like it's not a big deal, but actual memory in our heads, subconsciously, we actually, those things happen. you know for the first time, I was literally faced with facing myself, my my younger self, have to face that and literally relive seeing that boy, all things that he went through. Man, I went through a lot in my life. I've had so many times, I've had encounter with death experience, near death experience, like more than 8 times. Honestly, more than 8 times. One of them, it's being like, this guy here. Honestly, man, this guy here, I could have died. Literally, I could have died when I look back. And it's not just that. There's many, more than 8 times that I could have died. You know, but and I'm grateful. And now I'm like, I look back at you know the witchcraft that happened. I'm grateful. Sometimes people think that they break you, but they're making you. They're making you stronger. They make you aware. It got to a point where I was like, does it happen that God can make use evil, or allow evil on us, so that we can be aware of certain things, or is just the devil using a people, then God immediately change it for your betterment? I don't know. Right? But now, before, I used to feel sorry for myself. I used to think like, oh my gosh, why me? I am very respectful. I don't have a problem with people. I don't nyata people. I've never disrespect people, man. I'm one person that I don't have a drama, unless if drama comes to me, then I return it back immediately. But other than that, man, especially with the person that did that to me, it's one person that, I've said this before, it's one aunt that I love, truly love. you know um I truly love that one aunt, that when I see her, probably I haven't seen her in a long time, and I see her, and my heart fills with joy just by just seeing her. you know um but I forgive, forgive, like, genuinely forgive, to a point where I wake up in the morning, man, with so much joy in my heart, like every day, and joy, and I'm coming like a more overjoyed. I'm going back to my old self. Like I said, man, I, I'm a happy soul. Like, I've always been a happy soul from my childhood. Even the time when I lost my mind, I kind of like I forgot who I am. I've forgotten who I am, my personality. My personality, man, I'm very bubbly. I love laughing. I love making people happy. I I'm a happy soul. I'm easygoing. I'm bubbly, man. I've got like a very, really crazy sense of humor. You know, but it got so bad that I forgot who I am to a point where I was calling, I was calling people asking them how I was as a person. And all of them, they say the same thing like, dude, you are this type of a person, bubbly, love dancing. Like I've always have love dancing and groove. I'm a groovist DJ, just by the way, and it's something that has always been there from my childhood, man. Like from primary school, I remember I've always loved dancing, I've always loved music, Now we're going back, man. We're going back now with equipped now with knowledge, with empathy, with understanding, um, with purpose. Now I understand my purpose now, and I'm really grateful to God to close all doors for me before, you know. We are doing this, man, fearlessly, unapologetic. Um, we are doing this with smile. Raba nyontsha no yana vet raba heroes at debate. Tshwanetse re ba heroes at debate, tshwanetse ba re bone everywhere. You know, um, you know, we're going back, man. We're going back. We're going back. Um, wiser. Like I said, understanding, empathy. Now, honestly, the people that I got to a point where I understand witchcraft, literally I understand witchcraft now, and I researched witchcraft with the family, that I realized actually these people that practice witchcraft are the people that actually the way got into witchcraft from young age, from the age of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and honestly, it's literally witchcraft. It's passed from generation to generation, right? My great grandmother was a witch. She literally passed it over and over and over. And for me, with what I'm doing right now, I'm literally gonna go to say to these people that the witchcraft is gonna end with you. It's not gonna going further within our family. You know, I once tweeted some there was this kid, um DJ Junior, and his younger sister, and there was someone on Twitter, someone said it's wrong, and I said, for me, I would rather have kids at home becoming DJs and becoming DJs, honestly, and change life, than honestly, man, having kids in witchcraft. Because of from where I come from, guys, kids are taught witchcraft from a young age, and we've seen it to a point where kids lose their mind. Kids. I remember I've said this story before, where I said there was this girl that when we were young in primary school, she used to come and say that they open people's doors at night, and poke people's eyes. And then we honestly, I was young, we thought that it was just, they were just talking, you know, not believing witchcraft, right? And I always say this: if you don't come from an area where there's witchcraft, or you don't come from a family that witchcraft, be here, keep quiet, be grateful to God that you've never experienced witchcraft. Because the moment you open your mouth, what are you gonna do? You're gonna invalidate people's pain. You're gonna invalidate people. You're gonna invalidate people's experience, right? Just and be grateful that thank God that I have never experienced it. There was this girl who, in which for me she do a great job, right? where she takes elderly women from the rural areas who are accused of witchcraft, and they get banned, and which is totally wrong, honestly, which is totally wrong. I don't People within witchcraft, they're not happy themselves, they're not happy at all, because it's hard to be a witch. It's extremely hard. It's painful for them, you know. um I got to understand witchcraft, and what she does, she takes people, and they say like people who are saying that people who are found in people's homes, elderly women, usually it's elderly women, honestly, they found in people's home, and they get stuck, frozen. It's a real thing, and you can't tell me it's a coincidence. You cannot tell me it's a coincidence. It happens, right? And when they are found, they get banned, right? Which for me is total wrong. It's total wrong. These people, what they need love, love. The people who say like, and even that girl, take elderly women who are accused of witchcraft. They say it because of mental what. It's not. What they forget, what it's not, guys. It's a real thing, right? And again, if when you do not have experienced this, keep quiet. Keep quiet. Be grateful to God. There's one lady who was found, right, in Kuruman, where the wall is like, literally the wall is like, it's high. There's no way that lady, she went out of going to a toilet. They say no, she was going to toilet, then she forgot the way to go. The wall is long, the wall is high. There's no way that lady will. The gate was locked, just by the way. The gate was locked. There's no way that she forgot and she jumped the wall. She did not, right? And then she was found. Again, it's wrong for people to get banned. It's totally wrong. It's totally wrong. She was found, and then the community came, right? The community came, and when they freeze, just by the way, when they freeze, until somebody from the house that they were meant to lawyer, until they speak to them, they will stay frozen. If someone they wanted to lawyer, they started say something to them, that's when they unfreeze. Even the disease, when they lawyer you, and then you pray. Probably some people, they don't even do back to the sender, or some people they do back to the sender. They get sick, like literally sick, for days, for weeks, sometimes even for months. They get sick until the person that they lawyered and did the back to the sender, until they meet them and they start talking to them. That's when they undo. Life is spirit, guys. Life is spirit. When people say like we are more than the flesh, we are spirit. Life is spirit. Everything under the sun, it's spirit. It's energy. How did those people witchcraft in a simplest form, right, to someone who doesn't want to understand witchcraft? Literally, some people, they know law of attraction, right? Law of attraction. You attract whatever, either it's someone you love, your soulmate, or money, or success. You speak with your tongue, right? You speak to the universe and it comes back. It's an energy thing, right? With the witchcraft, they kill a snake, they take a muti, a plant, they speak to it. They literally use the energy in them for this thing to work without them talking to these things. Just the muti, it will never work. Only when they speak to it, that's when it works. It's literally the same way when someone is looking for a job, they're gunning for a job, they pray about it, the intention about it, you manifest, you think about it, right? You manifest, right? Literally, that's what those people they do. They just literally take manifestation, law of attraction, just in the dark side of it, the dark side of the energy. Literally, that's just it. That's how these things they work on people. If you are protected, if when you say I am protected, those things bounce back to them. That's how they get sick. You know, it's hectic. Witchcraft, guys, witchcraft, it's real. Witchcraft is really, and witchcraft grows. Now there's technology to witchcraft now. That's why they can literally place something in you and they can know, hear everything that you say. You know, I'm laughing because of, or fascinated, just thinking about literally these people, they can. It shows that when people talk about law of attraction, it's actually a thing and it works. And when people say life is spiritual, there's nobody who understands life, that life is spirit, than a witchcraft, than a witch and a sangoma. Those are two people that I understand when God said, with your tongue you can move mountains. What you say with your tongue, believe it, have faith in it, it will come true. It will come true. For me, I got to understand that, and now I'm applying it in my life right now. You know, law of attraction, because of what I've learned from witchcraft. You know, guys, witchcraft is real. Witchcraft is real. You know, but then there's a dark, like really, really dark side to witchcraft. Like I said, it's growing, it's evolving. There's a technology to witchcraft. You know, these people, they will end up, you know, using air to harm, to do their things. The way how it grows, literally, these people, they will start using air to harm people. You know, if you know, I've got to get to know witchcraft when, how I got to know spiritual animals, right? Dark animals, tokoloshi, and all those things, when I got to like literally seeing them in spirit. And I realized that actually this tokoloshi things, these people created themselves, right? It was something that was created. These things, they have sex, they get pregnant, they give birth, they breastfeed. Those animals, they literally, they breastfeed just like an animal. It's a true story. But here's the thing, when they created those things, right, they can create those things, they can create those animals, but they cannot create spirit. Spirit was created by God. So what they do, they kill a person. Slowly, slowly, they kill a person, especially within a family, right? Within it, those things, that's why people say like a witchcraft that come from a colleague of someone you date. No, not someone you date. Someone you date is dangerous, right? But a witchcraft from next door, a witchcraft from a colleague, it's weak. Or someone who doesn't know you, it's weak. But a witchcraft that's with someone close to you, it's when it's dangerous, especially because of they cut themselves and use blood, right? To call your name, whatever. It's that's why it's so hard when witchcraft is done within a family. It's hard to undo those things, right? But a witchcraft from friend as well, because friend is someone who's close to you. Witchcraft is not done by someone who is from far. It's weak. That's why they have to get close to you, become a friend, right? But still it's weak. But with family, where was I? I forgot where was I lost I forgot where was I. But how they spiritual animals, right? How they create them. So basically they kill a person, right? There's a muti that people that gets a person sick, like slowly these animals, they eat a person. It's inside, right? Slowly person gets sick slowly. Well, what they do, these animals, they suck a person spirit slowly until the last breath. When the person that take the last breath, the entire person's a person's spirit is on these animals. That's why there's a octabula thing. Guys, there's nobody who understands that life, when people say life is spirit, than someone who practices witchcraft and a witch doctor. Was shocked. I am sana. Black people do things, Faith. Black people do things that literally, if they could just apply it in a good way, will be rich by just the law of attraction. Because witches, man, witches, one thing about witches, because of when they do thing, they do it, they focus. That's literally, that's what I've learned from witchcraft. And I'm like, damn, we could have been rich. These people could be rich, but what they end up doing, they end up poor, they end up bitter, they end up wanting to inflict their pain on other people. I end up saying that if my children doesn't exist, if my children doesn't succeed, your children will not succeed. But if they could just use this energy and this focus in a positive way, they could have been rich. Easy. But God is good, man. God is good. God is powerful. God is, when God's people say Mudimu Palabalui can knitting, this is a true story. I got to understand that I lived my life in fear, man. This past months, I was living my life in fear. To go to a point where I understand witchcraft. I'm like, hey man, we fear these people for no reason. Actually, we fear muti, we fear witchcraft for no reason. Witchcraft is only dangerous when it comes from a family. That's when it's only dangerous. Literally, but with focus, with not losing focus, it can be undone easily. If you're just consistent on what you do, it can be undone. Easy. We fear witchcraft for no reason. Literally, we fear witchcraft for no reason. So I just wanna just do this video just to guys, yo, maxhosa habare donwaba dinwabe. No more feeling sorry for myself, man. I'm going to be so unapologetic about this thing. My life has been dark since I was, I don't know, from young age, man, from when I was born, I think, because like I said, for me, it's my story. I want to say it over and over again. I know some people, they will say that I used my story to maybe to get ahead, whatever. I was conceived through rape, right? And for me, Satan, the devil, got hold of me from birth. But God loves, God loves, mopping the floor with Satan. I think I am an example. I'm that example that God literally can take when just the devil thought that it's done, it's over. God can literally just like nopo you out of the devil. Yo, guys, my life was dark. Constant spiritual attacks. Times I could have told you, like, if I'm gonna, and one thing I'm gonna be honest about my story. In fact, I'm gonna be honest with my story. I'm gonna be honest with my story, but I'm gonna tell my story in my own way, in my own pace. I have been asking, for interview from radio, from podcasts, from TV, and again, because of they didn't know me, I understand, but I'm gonna tell my story my own pace, and just hope that somebody who's within witchcraft, who's under witchcraft, they can literally take themselves out of witchcraft without going to Sangoma, without going to, guys, we have a direct line to God. We don't need a middleman. I have a spiritual gift, and I know that I want to make money out of my spiritual gift, but I can literally say, we don't need Sangomas, we don't need prophets, we don't need, guys. Anyway, I don't want to make my lines to go for long. Thank you, guys. Guys, please